everybody. I hope you're all having a nice day. I'm going to be sharing a spa yoga inspired sequence today. And I say it's inspired by spa only because I can't give you the full experience until we're together again in studio. But you can set up your space to feel and have the same sort of elements of a spa class. So SPA stands for senses, postures, and awareness. So when we get into the senses, we have the sense of sight. So I've set up my space in a nice ambient way with candles, fire in the background, nice scented candles from my friend Carolyn McDonald of Meta Wellness. Just has my room smelling nice and fresh and calming and relaxing, and I've got cute little dog over there in the background sharing her Zen vibes, setting the tone for this really relaxing practice. And the sense of touch is going to be a little bit more challenging only because I can't provide still have a hard time talking, any assist to you virtually, but you are able to assist yourself, and I'm going to show you a few ways that you'll be able to help yourself relax and how to assist yourself. I have a couple of props for that. I've got this massage roller thingy that I like to use throughout the practice, which you will see. If you don't have one of these, if you have a standard rolling pin, mine is missing the ends that help it to push, but that's just fine. You can still roll this way. And the nice thing about these is that you can add as little or as much pressure as you need to help loosen up knots in the body. And a tennis ball works as well if you prefer to use one of those. And that's it. I will be having a piece of chocolate when the practice is over because, as you know, spa yoga, the sense of taste, the sense of sight, everything just goes haywire in the best possible way as you're going through this flow. So hit the pause button, grab whatever you need for props, get yourself set up, and I'll meet you on your mats in just a few. We'll get started by coming onto our backs, feeling the earth underneath you, feeling your back body resting onto the ground below, either lying here on your backs or maybe bringing the soles of the feet to touch and letting the knees come out wide in a reclined butterfly pose. Or perhaps you bring the feet to the outer edges of the mat, allowing your knees to knock in towards one another, feeling a gentle release in the low back. Feeling a sensation of grounding and connection to the earth. Feeling the earth rising up to embrace you like a familiar hug from a dear old friend. Just allowing yourself to settle in here. Perhaps you place one hand on top of your heart and the other on top of the belly, beginning to bring your awareness to your breath, feeling the gentle rising and falling of the belly and the chest as you breathe in and out. Taking a nice slow breath in through the nose, filling the belly, filling the lungs, filling up your chest and holding it at the top, and opening up your mouth and letting it go. Let's do that again. Deep breath in through the nose, fill the belly, fill the lungs, fill up your chest and hold it at the top. Sip in a little more air. Then open up your mouth and sigh it out. Clearing the thoughts with every exhale. taking in whatever it is that you need in this next hour of practice with the in-breath. Just starting to become aware of your space, being in your space alone, and letting the rest of the world go. Allowing yourself this practice to just be here for you. And gently begin to bring the palms together at your heart space, allowing the thumbs to rest on your sternum. Bringing an intention into your practice. Maybe a kind word. Drawing your thumb knuckles up to the middle of your forehead to your third eye to allow that intention to seep deep into your mind, and allowing your intention to be the only thought that you come back to throughout this practice. Begin to rub your palms together, nice and slow, starting to build a little bit of heat, starting to feel some energy between the hands, starting to build. Start to rub your palms together more vigorously, building some heat. Start to slow the palms down until you stop, then allow the palms to hover over the face for just a moment, feeling that heat, and then gently place the palms on top of the eyes. Beginning to take a self-assist here, start to turn your elbows out. Let your fingertips glide up the forehead, down the hairline, and stop when you get to your temples and begin to circle 3 times in one direction with your pointer, middle, and ring finger. Then pause and circle 3 times in the opposite direction. Just letting all your tension go. Gently pressing into the temples and releasing, and drawing your fingertips back to your third eye. Let's take that assist again. Start to draw your fingertips up your forehead, down the hairline, and to your temples. Maybe you go a little bit further down the temples this time and circle 3 times in one direction. And circle 3 times in the opposite direction. Pausing when you're finished to add gentle pressing pressure to the temples. And release, hands down by your sides. Begin to hug one knee into your chest, followed by the other. Pressing the low back firmly into the floor, and start to rock from side to side, massaging out your low back. And if you'd like, maybe start to circle the knees in one direction and circle in the opposite direction. This should feel really, really good on the sacrum. Perhaps flexing the feet to stretch out the arches of the feet, pointing the toes to stretch out the fronts of the feet, the ankles. Wiggling out the toes. Just letting tension out of these tiny little spaces. And when you're ready, roll onto your right hand side in a fetal pose. Just pause, take a breath, and press yourself up to a comfortable seat when you are ready. Letting your hip bones root down to the floor, sit up nice and tall. Shrug the shoulders up to the ears and then roll them down the back. Let's do that a couple more times, rolling the shoulders up towards the ears and backward, and then take it in the opposite direction, rolling the shoulders forward and down. As many times as feels good for you. As you inhale, draw your hands to your heart space. As you exhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Inhale, cactus the arms out to the side. As you exhale, draw your fingertips back, tent them behind you. Press your chest forward, roll the shoulders back. Feel this nice stretch across your chest, feeling this beautiful heart opener. And slowly, as you inhale, bring your arms out to the side. Let the palms touch, interlace the fingers, roll your fingers forward, palms forward, chin to chest, and feel a nice stretch in the upper back. Also feel a nice stretch in the fingers. So inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. And as you exhale, we'll take a twist over to the right. Your left hand will rest gently on your right knee. Right hand comes behind. Sit up nice and tall as you breathe in. And as you exhale, maybe twist a little deeper over your right shoulder. As you inhale, draw your right hand next to the right hip. Left hand will come up to the sky and take a side bend over to the right. Drawing your left hip down. And then maybe gazing up to the sky. But if this doesn't feel good on your neck, maybe you look down. Reach your right hand down, left hand down. Both fingertips reach up to the sky as you inhale. And as you exhale, interlace your fingers and place them behind the head. Open up the chest. Let the head gently drop into the hands so it's resting nicely into the palms. Open up the chest, elbows wide. Inhale. Stay for the exhale. Begin to draw your elbows in towards one another. Tuck the chin to your chest. Once more, feeling a nice release in the upper back and also in the neck. Option to self-assist here, taking the thumbs and gently starting to glide them down the neck. Adding as little or as much pressure as you need. If you have a little extra tension in one space, maybe you add a little more pressure. As you inhale, start to lift up, release the hands. Take that twist on the left side. Your left hand will come behind, right hand gently rests on the left knee. Root down through that right hip, sit up nice and tall. And as you exhale, you might twist a little deeply over the left shoulder. As you breathe in, begin to bring the left hand down by the left hip. Breathe the right arm up to the sky. As you exhale, take that nice side body stretch on the opposite side. Begin to release this pose and make your way into a tabletop. Once you've arrived in your table, begin to take some cats and some cows. Inhaling to your cat, exhale to your cat. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, cat. Exhale and coil the spine to your angry cat. And from here, Begin to move organically. Be rocking the hips from side to side, poking the ribs out to one direction and the other, maybe taking some tabletop rolls. Just do what feels really good, allowing the spine to warm up, moving fluidly like water. Enjoying this wave-like motion. Take a few more rounds of breath here. Just allow this to feel really, really good in your body. And eventually, we find stillness. Breathe your right leg back behind you. Dot the right toes down and just rock forward and back, stretching out the back of the leg, specifically feeling this in your right calf muscle. Find stillness, pick the leg up, take a breath. As you exhale, bring the left arm in front of you so that your bicep is by the ears. Maybe reaching behind, grabbing onto the foot. Taking a variation on dancer's pose. And then releasing back to your spinal balance. Left hand comes down. Breathe your right knee to your right elbow. Draw it back. Right knee to your right elbow. Drawing it back. Right knee to your right elbow. Warming up the hip. Draw it back. Right knee to your right elbow. Draw it back. And then bring the right toes over to the left. Start to rock forward and back once more. Gazing over your left shoulder and then coming back to your tabletop. Drop the belly, lift the gaze, cow and cat for good measure. Inhale the left leg out long, dot the toes, rock forward and back. Find that nice calf stretch, stretching the back of the left leg. Finding stillness, float the left toes up, right arm floats up, right bicep by the ear, spinal balance. Bend into the knee, maybe reaching behind and grabbing the foot. Releasing the pose, spinal balance, right hand down. Draw the left knee to the left elbow, extend, knee to the elbow, extend, knee to the elbow, extend, knee to elbow, extend, knee to elbow, extend. One more knee to elbow, and dot the toes back and rock forward and back, making a curve-like shape with the left side of the body. Coming back to center, left knee joins the right. Let the big toes touch, bring the knees wide, child's pose. Taking a moment to ground down, maybe rocking the forehead from side to side. Remind yourself of your intention. If you've lost it, come back to that one thought. Slowly begin to lift yourself up. Staying in your child's pose, just begin to rock forward and back like a rocking horse. Getting some fluids moving into the hips. Just a couple more times here. And when you're ready, separate the toes, curl the toes under, and drop the hips back towards the heels. Feel this great stretch in the arches of the feet as the fingers draw forward. And slowly begin to straighten your legs to your degree, coming into your downward facing dog. Perhaps letting the knees bend generously to find a nice long spine. Eventually straightening out the legs, bending and straightening, bending and straightening. Pedaling the feet, move in a way that feels good, and find stillness when you are ready. Begin to walk your hands back towards your feet, taking your time getting there. And when your hands finally reach your feet, take a nice forward fold. On your next in-breath, find your flat back, placing your hands below the knees or right above them for a nice long spine. Then exhale, forward fold. Take a flat back again on the inhale. Fold as you exhale. Separate the feet hip bone width. Grab opposite hand to opposite elbow. Ragdoll pose. Bending your knees as little or as much as you'd like. Maybe giving your biceps and triceps a massage here by grabbing and gently pulling the arms, grabbing and pulling forward. Option to give your low back a massage, making fists and using your knuckles to move tissue up and down the back. Slowly release the hands down to the floor and crawl out to your down dog. As you inhale, float the right foot up behind you. Open and bend the knee if you want to. Circle out the hip if you want to. And then come back to a three-legged dog. Draw your knee into your chest, step the right foot down, lower the back knee down, and climb up onto your right knee. Interlacing the hands and gently pressing the hands into the knee, finding an easy low lunge. I'm going to transition into a half split here. I've grabbed blocks to place underneath my hands because my hamstrings are tight. So you inhale, reach the crown of the head forward. Keep the spine long, hinge from the hips, and then bow. Maybe there's a gentle rounding to the upper back. Gentle bend in the right knee. If those hamstrings are as tight as mine, just relax into the pose. Adding a flow, inhale, bend. Exhale, extend. Bend on the inhale. Extend as you exhale. Inhale, bend. Exhale, extend. Bend into your knee as you breathe in. Curl the back toes under. Gently step the left foot up to meet the right, taking a forward fold, this time at the top of your mat. Maybe this time interlace your hands behind the back. And then once again, as we did from the floor, maybe using your thumbs to massage the back of the neck. Releasing the hands down to the floor. Inhale to your flat back. And exhale to a forward fold. Step back to your downward facing dog. Let the left leg rise. Bend and open if you'd like. Take a few hip circles on this side if you'd like. Come back to a three-legged dog. Draw the knee into the chest, lower the back knee down, flip the back toes under, coming into your easy low lunge. Gently pressing the interlaced hands into the thigh. Relaxing the shoulders. Grabbing onto blocks if you use them on the other side. Begin to straighten the left leg. Reaching the crown of the head forward for that nice long spine, and then maybe starting to surrender into the pose, gently rounding the upper back. Breathing to deepen. Where can you soften more? Inhale, bend into the left knee. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale and straighten. One more bend in the knee as you inhale. Remove the blocks. Come through a tabletop right into your cow pose and to a cat. Bringing the big toes to touch, knees out wide, coming into an active child's pose. Drawing the hips back, fingertips forward. Inhale, lift up onto the fingertips. Then as you exhale, drop the chest down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop the chest down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop the chest down. Feel the tops of the shoulders. One more lift. And drop down. Flatten the palms. Child's pose. Inhale, start to make your way back up. Curl the toes under, downward facing dog. The right leg will rise as you inhale. Bend and open if you'd like again. Three-legged dog. Draw the knee to your chest. Step it through, lower the back knee down. This time as you inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. And exhale, cactus the arms. Interlace the hands behind the back. Roll the thumb knuckles down. Thumbs come down towards the tailbone. Open up the chest. Breathe. Start to straighten the front leg. Maybe start to turn your upper body towards the outside of the right leg to square off the hips a little more. Come back to center. Release the arms behind, adding a flow. Reach your arms up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, fly the arms straight back. Exhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Inhale, cactus. Exhale, arms behind. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Then as you exhale, pivot your left foot behind you to your little warrior two. Flip your right palm. Right arm goes up and overhead to reverse your little warrior two. Left hand is on the floor or on a block. Feel this nice side body stretch and maybe start to shimmy your right foot forward to now a modified side plank. Float up to a capital letter T. Drop your right hand down. Left arm reaches up and over to your gate pose. And we begin to flow. Inhale, left hand down, right arm up and over. Exhale, right hand down, left arm up and over. Left hand down, right arm up and over. Right hand down, left arm up and over. Bring your left hand down, right arm up and over. Circle your right arm across the body. And then turn your chest up. Pivot your left toes to the left front corner, finding a variation of dancer's bridge, if this feels good in your body. Start to pivot back to your little warrior two. Find a little bitty side angle, right forearm on the left knee. Spin the left hand down, right hand down. Shimmy your right foot to the right front corner of your mat to your lizard lunge. Maybe lowering onto the forearms if this feels okay for you. Settling into the pose, breathing deeply. Slowly start to climb up onto the hands. Turn your right toes out. Reach your right arm behind you. Then up and over. Open. Up and over one more time. And then maybe bend into the knee. Roll the right shoulder back and find a nice quad stretch. Chest opener. Release the foot. Bring the hand down. And then step the left foot outside of the mat, finding your malasana, your yogi squat. Maybe sitting on a block or two, keeping your hands in prayer, tucking your chin to your chest. And then option to this time, take your fingertips and glide them up and down the neck, giving yourself another opportunity to assist yourself to let tension go. And drawing your hands back to your heart space. Place your hands down. Remove the block if you're sitting on one. Come into a tabletop. Start to walk your knees back a little further than you would in a regular tabletop. Start to walk your hands forward. Let your chest come down into an extended puppy pose. This is an intense stretch in the backs of the shoulders. This doesn't feel good. Option to take this as an extended child's pose instead. We won't be here very long. But while we are here, just breathe deeply into the backs of the shoulders. Let the heart melt into the floor. Beginning to transition into Sphinx pose, come forward, let the hips drop. Send the chest forward while the crown of the head reaches up to the sky. Breathing deeply into the heart space. Maybe taking some neck rolls, semicircles in one direction and the other. Option to lift up to seal pose if it feels okay in your low back by pressing into the hands. And again, just letting the neck rock from side to side. Bending the elbows if you were in your Sphinx. And let your hands come down beside you. Bring the big toes to touch. Setting up for locust pose, easy locust. Press the hands into the floor, lift up on the inhale. Exhale and lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Lift up on an inhale. Lower on an exhale. Pausing for a moment, slide the hands underneath the shoulders. Lift up to a tabletop. And then come back to an embryo pose, this time with the knees touching, arms sweep back behind you. This should feel really good after those back bends. And then option again to give yourself an assist, maybe using the heels of the hands, the fingertips or fists, and slide them down the back, massaging down the vertebrae. When you're ready, start to lift up to a hero's pose, sitting back on the feet. Place your hands down, come back to your downward facing dog. Let the right leg rise, step it through, drop the back knee down. Lift the arms up. Cactus the arms behind you. Breathe in. As you exhale, start to interlace your hands behind you, thumb knuckles down. Lift up the chest, inhale. Stay for the exhale. Slowly start to straighten the front legs, maybe twisting the torso over to the left, squaring off the hips. Come back through center, release the arms behind you, reach your arms up, inhale. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, arms behind. Exhale, float the arms high. Inhale, cactus. Exhale, arms come behind. Inhale, float the arms high. Exhale, cactus. Arms fly behind. Reach them up to the sky as you breathe in. And as you exhale, float to your little warrior two on this side. Right toes kickstand back. Drop the right hand down, left arm reaches up and over to reverse. Shimmy your left foot forward if you'd like. Inhale, float to your gate pose. Right arm over, left hand down. Adding a flow. Left hand over, right hand down. Left hand down, right arm over. Right hand down, left arm high. Left hand down, right arm high. One more time, your right arm will reach up as you transition to your dancer's bridge variation on this side if you'd like. Open up the chest, breathe in. As you exhale, we'll transition to that little side angle. Your right hand comes down, left hand comes down, kickstand the right foot back. Shimmy the left foot out to the side, coming into your lizard lunge on this side. Slowly begin to lift up onto your hands. Shimmy the left foot out a little more. Peel onto the blade edge of the left foot. Reach your left arm back. As you inhale, float the arm forward and back a few times. Just feeling a nice opening in the shoulder. Maybe bending into the left foot, grabbing onto the left foot with your left arm and opening up the chest. And everybody say hi to Kimchi. She's looking at you to stretch. She's stretching with us. Come back to center. Curl the back toes under. And this time we'll take a seated malasana. So our hips are going to be on the floor. Feet are wide. Bring your hands outside the feet. Right arm's going to reach. Left arm comes high. Inhale. And then as you exhale, maybe you take a half or a full bind, depending on the opening of the shoulder. Option here to drop the left ear to the left shoulder and rock the head forward and back a few times, stretching out the left side of the neck and the traps on the left side. Let's take that on the other side. Right arm reaches up. Half or full bind or no bind. Dropping left ear to shoulder, rocking it back and forth. Noticing if this side is tighter than the other. And then bringing the soles of the feet to touch, allowing the hands to stay under the knee, under the calves rather, if this feels good. Lengthen the spine as you inhale, crown of the head draws forward. And then maybe surrender and bow, gently rounding the upper back. And feeling a release in the low back. Gently starting to make your way up, release the hands, transitioning into pigeon pose on the right side. Swing the left leg back, let the right shin be parallel, maybe slide a block underneath your right hip as I've done here. Starting with some open-hearted pigeon, surrender down, inhale, lift up, exhale and lower. Inhale, lift up. And as you exhale, begin to surrender into the pose. Whether that's coming right on to the forearms with the arms reaching forward, or if you're choosing to stay up for a few breaths as I've done here. An option to give yourself another assist if you have a sandbag, maybe place it on your low back. And imagine me coming over and gently pressing onto your low back to give you more of that grounding sensation. And surrender here into this posture, feeling a release in the hips. Slowly begin to remove the sandbag from your low back. Lift yourself up, remove the block from underneath your hip, and slide your left inner thigh to the arch of the right foot. I'm going to place the sandbag on my right hip. We're moving into head of the knee pose. And I'm just going to adjust myself so that you can see what I'm doing. I've picked up my massage roller. I'm turning my torso towards my knee. And before I surrender into the pose, I'm just giving my inner and outer thigh, as well as the top of the thigh, a little massage. Next, you're going to make your hands like lobster claws and slowly start to glide your hands down your shin, gently squeezing, adding as much pressure as you'd like, maybe circling along the ankle bone a few times, and then gently working up to the top of the foot, using your thumbs to come up the foot and circle around a few times, maybe using your fingertips to massage the front of the foot. And giving yourself as many assists as you'd like, or maybe surrendering into the pose. Lengthening the spine, reaching the crown of the head up, and surrendering down. And let's start to transition out. We're going to rock the baby here. So you're going to take the arch of the foot and place it on the inner left bicep. Draw the knee up towards your chest, and then pick up your massager. Maybe a tennis ball is more effective here as you massage your IT band and the back of the thigh. You can still rock the baby side to side if you'd like. And we'll begin to release. Crossing right knee on top of left, coming into half shoelace pose. Sit up nice and tall, hinge from your hips, and bow over the right knee. Again, option 2, self-assist, using the heels of the hands to slide down the top of the middle of the back and down to the low back, to the sacrum. Using your fists, using the heels of your hands, just do what feels good. Also have the option to massage the IT band with the fingertips, gliding them up and down, maybe doing sort of a scratching motion with the tips of the fingers on the right thigh. And release, bring the foot down, give your legs a little shake. Sit up nice and tall, sitting staff pose. Reach your arms up to the sky, hinge from the hips, and bow. Transition into your Paschimottanasana, where we will hold for about 20 seconds. So bending into the knees as much as feels good. You don't want to feel any tension in this pose. Just feel a nice release in the low back. Slowly begin to make your way up. Give your legs a little shake. Take a few neck rolls. Do what feels good as we transition into pigeon on the other side. Tenting the fingertips once again. Inhale, lift up. Open-hearted pigeon. Exhale and lower. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, lower. Rise on the inhale. And then exhale, lower and surrender. So I'm not sitting upright for a few breaths on this one. I'm coming right down. So my left hip isn't as tight as the opposite side. So I'm coming straight down, placing that sandbag for that grounding sensation. And we will pause and hold here. Gently remove the sandbag from your low back. Place it off to the side. Start to make your way up. Remove the block from underneath the hip if you have one. Transitioning to head of the knee pose on the opposite side. So arch of the left foot to the inner right thigh. Turning your torso towards the knee, I'm going to put my sandbag to bear my left hip down, grabbing onto my massage roller. And I'm gently going to roll out the top of my thigh, the inner and outer thigh, adding a little more pressure. I have a little more tightness in my IT band on this side. And then releasing, taking my lobster claw hands and gliding my hands down my shin, squeezing and releasing to add a little extra tension, to add a little more massage onto my calf. Pausing to circle around my ankle bone a few times and circling in the opposite direction. Then next I'm going to flex my foot forward, drawing my thumbs up the center of my foot and around a few times, massaging out the front of the foot. And then also using my fingertips to massage the back of my foot. Giving yourself as many assists as you need. Maybe start to surrender into the posture. Slowly starting to lift yourself up. Remove the sandbag from the left thigh. Slide the right foot forward. Rocking the baby on this side. Arch of the left foot is in the right bicep. Drawing the knee towards the chest. And then picking up your massage roller or tennis ball to massage the inner thigh. Drawing the knee closer to the chest will deepen the stretch. When you're ready, stack left knee on top of right, coming into shoelace pose on this side. Starting to bow over the left knee. Option to give your low back a little bit of love again, using the palms, the fingertips, or the fists. Slowly starting to lift yourself up. Uncross the left leg. Give both legs a little shake. Bring your arms out in front of you. Relax the shoulders down the back and slowly make your way onto your back. Reach arms overhead, full body stretch, breathe in. And exhale, hug knees into your chest. Coming into supine pigeon. Cross right ankle over the left knee. Maybe use your right hand to gently press the knee away. And then with your left hand, maybe start to massage the arch of the foot. If you can keep your right knee pointing towards the front of the studio, you can use both hands to massage the arch of the foot, sliding the thumbs up and using your fingertips to massage the front of the foot. So adding a little squeezing motion. And then pause to just feel the stretch. Perhaps you rock your hips from side to side. Leaving your right foot crossed over the left knee. We're going to transition to a hip twist. Left foot's going to come to the left outer edge of the mat, and let your hips drop. Maybe reach left arm overhead. And then again, option to pick up your massage roller to massage the top of the hip. Now, I didn't even realize that I was tight right at the very top of my hip until I did this. So maybe give this a try. A tennis ball might be a little bit easier if your rolling pin didn't have the ends to roll like mine did. And massage as long as you would like, or if you would like to surrender and just feel the pose, remove the massager off to the side, reach left arm overhead, and just let your left hip feel very heavy on the floor. Release your right foot, windshield wiper the legs from side to side. And let's take half pigeon on the opposite side. So setting it up, right foot comes down. Maybe use the left hand to gently press the knee away. And then using one or both hands to massage the arch of the foot with your thumbs and the front of the foot with your fingertips. When you're ready, shimmy your right foot to the outside edge of the mat, coming into this hip twist. And again, option to massage out the very top of the hip, the top of the IT band with that massage roller or a tennis ball if you would like. Continuing to massage as long as you would like. But if you'd like to release and just enjoy the stretch, remove the massager, reach top arm overhead, and let your right hip be very heavy. And the left foot down to the outside edge and windshield wiper the legs back and forth once again. Beginning to transition into Viparita Karani, legs up the wall pose. Bring your feet up towards the sky. Perhaps you slide a block underneath your hips for support. And just allow gravity to draw your upper body down to the floor as your feet lift up towards the sky, bringing a sense of harmony, balance into the body, letting everything flow in the opposite direction. Begin to bend into your knees, hugging your knees into your chest. Another option for an assist here, slide the block to the top of your sacrum and then just rock your low back along the edge of the block. This should feel really good. Maybe circle in an arc-like direction, pressing the low back in and lifting up, pressing down into the low back, moving the knees from side to side, and again letting the edge of the block massage the top of the low back. And then eventually letting the feet fall onto the floor, removing the block from underneath your hips. Feel the sensation of grounding as your hips come into the floor. Hug the knees into your chest, curl up like a tight little ball. Third eye comes to the knees. Inhale, extend, full body stretch. As you exhale, draw your knees in once more, curl up like a tight little ball of energy. Inhale and exhale. Allow your arms to come down alongside you, setting up for your Shavasana. And since this is going to be a bit of an extended Shavasana, I like to use a lot of props. I'm placing a bolster underneath my thighs. I'm draping a blanket over me. The body temperature tends to drop when we are in meditation, so it's good to have a blanket nearby. And I just love the feeling of being grounded, so I'm placing a sandbag on top of my chest. And I'm going to be showing you one final self-assist. I'm taking a block at the mid-height and placing it at the base of my skull on the occiput. So once you get it situated, the edge of the block is going to be at the base of the skull, and you're just going to roll your neck side to side, and that should feel really good right away. So it's at the base of the skull where the pituitary gland is. Continue doing this, or if you'd like to try another variation, you're going to take the edge of the block facing your shoulders. You're going to grab onto it and glide the edge of the block from the bottom of the neck up to the base of the skull. And imagine me coming behind and cradling your head with my fingertips at the base of your skull and gently pulling it back towards the back of the mat. And when you're ready, maybe use the block as a pillow. Bring your arms down alongside you, or maybe gently place them on your abdomen as you begin to settle in to your Shavasana. Take a deep breath in through your nose, fill all the way up, and open up your mouth to release the breath, beginning to settle into stillness. Allow your breath to return to its natural rhythm, drawing your awareness to your entire body. And imagine floating above it, looking down onto yourself. Picture a warm, loving light pouring down onto you as it makes its way down your entire body, encasing you in a feeling of warmth, relaxation, comfort, and security. And in the safety of this encasing light, say to yourself, I am peaceful. Feel the earth below you and the air above you as you sink into this feeling of peacefulness. Your breath flows in and out of you as a gentle wave, greeting the shore and going back out to the sea. Your conscious mind is letting go. It is releasing, and you are surrendering your physical and mental body into relaxation in this space of peacefulness. very gently begin to awaken. Start to wiggle toes, roll out the ankles, wiggle the fingers, rolling out the wrists, allowing that energy to come back in. Slowly starting to remove any props that you may have used during your time of rest. And just feeling once more the earth underneath you, feeling that grounding sensation, that connection to the earth, to your roots. Feeling the air above you and the air within you as your breath begins to deepen. Drawing your hands together at your heart space, reminding yourself of the intention that you set at the beginning of your practice, and taking this feeling of peacefulness off of your mat and into the rest of your day. Drawing thumb knuckles up to your third eye, the space between your eyebrows, where we acknowledge the divine light and the eternal fire that burns within every human being. From my light to yours, namaste. Thank you for taking the time to practice with me. Take your time getting up. Don't forget to indulge in a piece of chocolate or any other delectable treat that your taste buds are asking you to treat yourself to. Thanks again for sharing your practice, guys. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye!